Take him away.
Oh my God, what is that noise?
Scream his name in anger.
A hangman's rope, 182 deaths and many ghosts. 24 hours at the Skirrid Inn. Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. This week we've come to Wales's oldest inn in Monmouthshire, the Skirrid. But behind this beautiful facade lies a history of mass execution. Since 1110, the Skirrid Inn was used as a courthouse and a place of mass execution. 182 people lost their lives to the hangman's noose. It's said that the infamous bloody Judge Jeffreys could have been responsible for so many deaths, and it's believed he is one of the ghosts that roam inside the inn. Kings and princes have also graced the inn with their presence, and some people say that they have witnessed their soldiers marching in the forecourt. There are many ghosts that are said to haunt the oldest pub in Wales. And with the deaths that have occurred here, it's not surprising that people have heard ghost stories and experienced unexplained phenomena.
There is a reported 182 hangings that have taken place here in this building. So if you can just imagine the amount of terror, anguish, torment, and eventual death that's taken place that must be still recorded, preserved somewhere in this building, probably even in the woodwork of this staircase.
When we actually moved in, we didn't know the stories of the Skirrid Inn. We knew it was Wales's oldest pub. Potentially it could be the oldest pub in Britain. That's arguable. But as far as the happenings of the place, then no, we weren't aware of them.
I believe that it's haunted. I believe that there's something here. I think in a building that's been around so long, I mean, it's 900 years old. People have been born here, died here, hung here, people have fallen in love here. There's got to be something here. And I do believe in the paranormal, so yes, I think there is something here, definitely.
This bar has everything a traveller could wish for. A refreshing drink, good food and a warm welcome. But objects move in this room, and in this particular spot, several people have felt their throats constricting as if they were being strangled. And so severe are these feelings that people have found rope burn marks around their necks, where previously there were no marks at all.
There are many ghostly sightings and ghostly occurrences that have gone on here. Glasses fly off the bar and smash. There's been a white lady that's been seen wandering around the place.
Another one which has happened, which was witnessed by local people, was a £10 note travelled across the bar. It took it probably about 2 or 3 minutes. It travelled from one end of the bar with £3 coins on it. Travelled right the full length of the bar, but continued to travel out, and then dropped to the floor.
Above the bar area are a maze of different rooms. This bedroom used to be the courthouse. People were tried in here. Once that happened, they were then taken through here to the condemned cell, where they would await a gruesome death.
It wasn't, as we all imagine, it wasn't an easy death. It wasn't a long drop and a broken neck. It was a very large, thick rope. You were strangled to death, and it could take you anything up to a quarter of an hour to die of slow strangulation, kicking, writhing, choking and vomiting from this staircase here.
The victims would come out of the cell, through the door and up these stairs, to find the noose waiting for them. 182 people were executed here. But who are the the ghosts that haunt the Skirrid Inn? Some people say it could be the hangman, who still hasn't had his fill of death. Others say it could be his victims, who want revenge.
I'm told that there is a malevolent presence somewhere on the stairs. A lot of different people have told me that they've picked up that presence on the stairs.
There's an actual beam here where they were hanged from. It bears the marks where the person would swing backwards and forwards. And remember, of course, they were kicking their legs and writhing. And so, of course, the rope burns are still preserved on that hanging beam to this day.
Phil Wyman, our paranormal investigator, had been conducting the baseline tests a few days before the rest of the crew's arrival. Cold spots are often experienced in the inn, so Phil has strategically placed special thermometers in specific areas in hopes that any temperature drops would be recorded. After the baseline tests were completed, we now have average readings to compare with any paranormal activity. But why does Phil think that the Skirrid Inn deserves an investigation?
182 people were hanged on the premises. The emotions that they would have been going through may have imprinted itself on the building, and hopefully we can find some evidence for that later on.
So, out of all the supposed ghosts here, which ones do you find most interesting?
The one on the stairwell is supposed to be a bit of an evil presence. We don't know a name, so again, hopefully we can get that later on. There's also a woman, not been seen. She's been heard rustling a dress, smelt fragrance. There are rumours that it could possibly be a former occupant, Fanny Price. I'm hoping that Derek can give us a definite name for that later on.
It doesn't bother me living in a haunted pub. The vibes that you get from the pub aren't intimidating at all. When you walk in, it always feels warm and welcoming. So in that respect, it doesn't bother me at all.
Well, at the moment, everything's very convivial. It's great, super place. When the lights go out and people start to disappear, this place will probably take on a very different appearance.
The Skirrid Inn was quite a fantastic place to be, because it's a lovely place to be in. But when you think of all the executions that went on here, that could bode well for tonight, but we'll have to wait and see.
Past shoots of Most Haunted have really made me question whether there are ghosts, and for that reason alone I'm feeling a bit more apprehensive than I might normally be about this one.
I don't think there's anything in this place, in all honesty. So it'll be interesting to see what Derek picks up and what the rest of the crew pick up. But I personally don't think there's anything here, but it'll be very interesting.
Fascinating, the fact that so many people have been hung here and have actually felt the ridge of the beam, which is really freaky. So I'm just really hoping Derek's going to pick something up from somebody who was hung or in one of the courtrooms, perhaps. I'm excited.
Yeah, I slept here last night, and we weren't looking for ghosts, but I can tell you, if you're thinking it's all nice and warm and lovely and happy here now, when everybody's here drinking, when everybody's gone and everybody's going to bed, it goes quiet, the house creaks, there's noises. I think it'll be quite interesting. We're going to find some stuff.
With everyone gone apart from the Most Haunted crew, we were ready to begin our investigation. Derek Okora, our spiritualist medium, knew he was going to a location somewhere in the south of Wales, but he had no idea we were spending 24 hours at the Skirrid Inn.
OK, Derek, do you think you'll be able to tell us what sort of things have been going on in this room, or what could have happened in here?
Well, it's funny because, you know, I'm drawn, Yvette, to that area by that door there. And I don't know the makeup of that door.
Do you want to go and have a look?
Can we have a look
Yeah,
at it?
have
It seems as if I'm, like, pulled and drawn to there.
What is that door, Phil? Is that the ladies?
That's the gents' toilets.
Yvette, Phil. Right, this here. Now, as I do that, if you to bring that back like that by my hand, you hear that noise, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, this here, just of recent, I feel, is if maybe a spirit person
has come along and, you know...
Slammed it?
Yeah, it's been locked and it's gone... And it's the hand of a woman. A woman. And it's in a locking mode like that, and it's... And I feel so recognisable. It's like, what was that? So there must have been people here.
Who, when you say a woman?
Yes.
What sort of... What, can you see her? Is she...
I can't... I can feel... As we're coming along now, I feel, you know, we've got her energy actually in this room now.
Right.
Absolutely. It's like as if she's standing back. She's very aware, very interested in what we're here for. Maybe as we go further, she'll come closer and give me some... OK. Now, I'm seeing here a man who's just walked across here. Without a doubt, he's a priest. He's a priest. He blesses this place. He covers this place up. For what reason? OK, can we go a little bit further over of that?
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's even interesting to me, this.
You say he covers this place up? What?
Yeah, he covers this place up in the sense he walks around this property, this inn, for maybe to try and, in his own way, bless, because he was here involved here at a certain point in time when I feel he had to bless people towards the end of their physical life. Right. It's like as if to say, you know, doing like the last rite type thing.
It's a name? Can you give us a name for him?
What's his name? Henry. Father Henry Vaughan.
Gosh.
Father Henry Vaughan. He's looking at me saying like that with his nodding with his head there. He's over there.
When you see supposed spirits, do you see them in full form, or do you see them sort of like, as transparent? How do you...
They normally build up in what we call, to my physical eyes, like spiritual spots. They form the manifestation, and then that builds the ectoplasm, then builds and gives the features.
So when people say that they see orbs,
yes,
that's what the start of the build-up?
Precisely. Precisely. Right. And this is what they do. This is why it takes me a little while to, you know, get them in focus. But he's a good soul. He always was, he always will be. And he brings a blessing. He's no intentions whatsoever of leaving this place. At this time, he walks all round at different times. Oh, my hands just want to do that, if I may. Can I just show you?
Go
because
for
he would walk...
Watch these chairs.
Yes.
Why are you drawn to this fireplace?
Here, because the emanations of thought that have been here for so long is to give the impression to this area of a drinking out of this vessel here. And it's like Henry Vaughan, just like this, in the symbol of this. It is not so. It is not so. It's a story. It's a build-up. It's a story. However, going back in time, people feared the vessel and what it stood for. It's like, I personally do not know or feel of a manifestation of such a thing called the devil, just as this father knows. There's no such manifestation. However, the spirit people in here who are active, and it's not certainly the word devil, would empty this vessel down at times just to say, hey, we are here. And it is us. We're not playing a game, but we're letting you know we're around. They can do that sort of thing. So we have this symbol here, but people used to, at some time or other, if I go to this door here, another vessel, you lock that door, it's like the landlord locking the door and placing another vessel or a container, also containing liquid, and that was a case of sealing out any negative or evil forces once that door was locked.
Right.
It was an appeasement.
Right.
If we go back 300, 400, 500 years ago, these people were not, they were very fearful of anything such as...
Because they didn't understand.
They didn't understand. And all the time, even in those times, it was spirit people coming in, not the so-called devil.
Just saying, we're here, hello.
Yes. Oh, price. Price, price, price. Price. I'll just close this door. Okay. Price.
You got a first name, Derek?
Not yet.
Okay.
Price, price, price. I get feminine. I get feminine here. She comes in, but she comes from somewhere else. She comes from somewhere else.
So Derek had already picked up on two major pieces of information to the Skirrid Inn, the Price family and the Devil's Cup. But would he be able to link with some of the darker aspects of the Skirrid's disturbing past?
Okay. Now the mixed residual energies in this area are almost engulfing me. And here it is here. Come here, Yvette. Look, let me show you. Whoa.
What you think? What
Now
you
this
think?
here, it's like as if Spirit want me to knock through there. Bang, and knock the brickwork out.
But why?
And
Why?
Because this goes down. There's a tunnel. And it goes down and right across away from this property. Franny Price. Franny Price. Okay. Franny Price. The link with the lady. It's like she's got a will to say, get it knocked down. Get it opened up. But I also feel as if now I've got that to the left of me, as if I want to be taken back. However, then I want to come into this area here. And I just like, as if I may. Oh. To my right, I know, okay. Now, I know we've got this thing hanging here, but I want to say the emanations and the feelings as if people have been hung, men, from here. It's like a gallows, and yet we're inside an inn, which seems ludicrous to me. Oh, there's another man. There's an energy coming in. Okay, you be careful with me. Okay, he come here. It happened.
Who?
John Crowther. John Crowther. John Crowther. John Crowther. John Crowther. John Crowther. Oh, okay. Oh.
You all right?
Yes, fine.
Are you
Good.
feeling
Yes,
the pain
I'm
here?
feeling, yeah, it's snapped here, to the right of my neck. It snapped, boom. There was an instant pain, and then opening eyes again in his spirit entity, in his body, and he stayed here. He's active here. John Crowther. He's one of the active spirits here. But, you know, this feeling here, this shouldn't be here. This being should not be here. I want to take this being and take it right up those stairs. Can we go up there, Philip? Oh, the draw to come up these stairs. It's like all this residual energy of death.
When we find where you think it happened.
The original hanging beam has been moved from its true place higher up the stairwell. We left the rope on the original beam at ground level. Would Derek pick up on this?
Oh, look, the higher we go, here it is in its true reality. Here it is. I want to go here, to this level of it. Can you touch that, see there?
Yeah.
Now, okay, it's from this level and this height that these souls were just, boom, they went down. But this here shouldn't be here, this beam. What is down there should be here.
Why has it been moved
I don't know. It's like as if from this level, that should be up here. It's been moved at some time. Oh, here, heavy look. Oh. They were tossed. They were pushed. Just here. This, and it's like, you know, some of them that actually were tossed off and they went down. There wasn't that immediate snap and we're having, for minutes they were still in their life's body and where the legs were going. Oh, just a horrible, horrible passing for them. And there's also, You know, a lot of these souls, before actually being thrown off, were cursing a person who they knew had no heartfelt feelings for them. They wouldn't listen, or he wouldn't listen, this person, no matter what they said and pleaded to him.
Let's come back here with our night and see if you can pick up on who that person could have been.
Okay.
Let's go and have a look in one of the bedrooms.
It's so sad, this area. It's so sad.
Should we go into this bedroom?
Yes. Okay, Evie. What a joke. Sorry, Evie.
No.
What a joke. Look, we see a four-poster bed. And here, the whole decor, the whole scenery is all different to my eyes. Not... And this wall here, just knock it away. That wall shouldn't be there. This is not a true bedroom. This is a place of judgment. Judgment. And harsh judgment. Cruel judgment. Of people who are dragged in on their knees pleading for their lives. I'm aware of a young man, possibly. It's like as if he was thrown down on his knees. And he had his head bowed. I'll just give you what I've just got there, just in this area, as if this is what I've just seen.
Oh.
And not lifting his head. He knew what to expect to happen to him. And he's showing himself that way to me. I feel this is John Crowther.
Again?
Yes, that's him. Well, he's just showing himself. I only got the voice earlier. He's trying to show me it was him. No mercy was shown to him.
Do you know why he's still here and why he was murdered?
He's laughing now, bless him. A handful of sheep. A handful of sheep, 5 or 6 of them. They weren't even healthy sheep.
Gosh.
He's glad James is not with him that way. He's so glad.
Who's James?
James. Who's James? Who's James? He's his brother. He's his brother. John and James. James has gone into the light. He loved James. He loved James. James got off. James got off. He's so glad that James got off. That's one in the eye for him. Yes. Oh, James got off. He walked. Okay. Can we go through into this next room? Okay.
God.
Okay. Oh. See? False. Yvette.
Yeah.
Phil. False. It's like cardboard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. And here, this is where I feel the stench of the judgmentals, of the conditions here. Take that bed away. This is no bedroom. This is a room of judgment. Unfair, unkind judgment. Because that room we've just come from, that bedroom, and this room combined was all one. And it's quite now clear to me, very, very clear, this level here is a courtroom. And it is here around this area that this, excuse the words, this pig of a man used to mete out his so-called just judgment. This man used to sit, if there was a chair here now, it's like as if I want to sit upright. It's just like me taking on residually is even his thought patterns. Thank you. The opposite to be in a position of power, covering up is debaucherous way. He didn't string the rope at all. This man just gave the judgment. Take him away. Jeffries. He did not suffer their fate. He just meted out their judgment. He thought he was a god. Jeffries. Judge Jeffries.
Historical records are not clear as to whether Judge Jeffries had been at the Skirrid Inn or not, but Derek was certain that he had been and that he was still lingering in the upper floors of the Skirrid. Armed with our night vision cameras, we decided to return to the staircase with Derek, as this was where a malevolent presence had been seen and felt in the past.
You know, the residual energy of that is like, it's so condensed. Can you feel anything?
No, I've just gone really, really dizzy up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You okay?
fine. God.
You go all dizzy?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, again, this residual energy as you're walking in, you know, into it's like...
No, I'm feeling really dizzy again.
Do you want to step back a bit?
Let me just sit down here.
Okay. Just take your time. You see, this sort of thing can occur, and does occur a lot, when the condensed residual energy of all these males and females that have lost their lives in this proximity, this area, and they're not intentionally making you feel this way. It just so happens to our senses, and especially a sensitive person.
Go.
Okay, these things do happen. The feelings here, you know, oh wow, it's like, okay, earlier when I said about a lady and price, and I said, Franny, it's not Franny, it's Fanny Price. And, you know, it's like as if my feelings are telling me that I'm close by. She comes in, I'm close by. She's also made me aware of conditions of family that are grouped together, as in life, in physical, so they are in death. They're all together.
Where, in spirit? Or?
In spirit, yes. They're all together. But I feel close by, close to this area, from this inn, is this family. Oh, it's like they're laid together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I get 5, and I don't know why the 5 is blanked out to me, but I get 1 price, 2 price, 3 price, 4 price, and there's a 5th. And it's like I'm seeing it's like gravestones.
Right.
And it's like as if Fanny wants everyone to know that they're all together, as they were in physical life, so they are in the world of spirit.
So in the graveyard, basically?
A graveyard.
Okay. Well, maybe we can go and have a look.
Yeah, because he's a...
I don't really want to go and have a look in a graveyard. But...
Oh, you're all right. But yeah. there's got to be... There's strong links here. And Fanny wants you to go.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
well,
there is a local graveyard.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
okay, quick. Oh, yes. This voice, Father Henry Vaughan, said, "That is my church. That is my church." He'd been listening to the conversation, and he said, he tapped and he said, bless him, "Well done. That's the truth. Well done, son."
So someone had to go to the local graveyard to see if there were indeed 5 Price family gravestones. But before we split into groups, Phil wanted to set up a trigger object experiment in bedroom 2, the old courtroom, and a couple of locked off cameras in various places where activity has been reported, in the hopes that we could catch something paranormal. With the groups decided, Rick and Carl were to stay in the stairwell, while I ventured into the graveyard with Richard and Phil.
Here we go. There we go, here's the gate.
Oh, for crying out loud.
It's not good, is it? They're digging the place up because
They're digging the place up?
Because there's slabs everywhere and slates. They're redoing the church roof. So
Oh,
do be careful.
no. They're digging the bloody ground up.
It's very...
Oh, you are joking.
Yeah.
I am not happy. I'm not happy.
You've got to keep going. There's no going back. You see where you're going.
Oh, God.
Great big mound here.
Oh,
Nothing nice one.
Crying out loud.
Would you want me to start off in the condemned man's cell?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, yeah. How do you feel at the moment?
To be honest, I don't feel anything.
It's a nice place, this Skirrid. Here we go.
There is a strange atmosphere in the condemned man's cell, which is not surprising considering what occurred there years ago. The clicks you can hear are not paranormal sounds, but are simply the heating system.
I must admit, this is actually starting to feel a bit weird. But generally, I feel fine.
Right then, shall we get some sort of a base?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel oppressive though, innit? Considering this is where people were. No.
Yeah.
When I first started doing Most Haunted, I sort of believed there was something there, but was also quite sceptical. I thought there must be a reason behind it. After doing the full series of it and other places went, and the stuff that I'd seen, felt, it was unexplainable to me, I thought, yeah, I'm a definite believer. You've got to believe, especially, the stuff that Derek picks up with. But, saying that now, I've sort of taken a step back from that. I thought, no, there must be an explanation. And I think it's because I'm trying to find the next
step, yeah. It's the next level. But it's like Derek said on the first show he ever did. For the true believer, no proof is necessary. For the non-believer, no proof is possible. I think that's
sums it up.
Yeah.
Just sum it up.
All seem fairly calm and quiet at the moment, but how long would it stay that way?
Hey, listen.
Let's try to put ourselves in that position of what they must have felt like. The next glimpse of another person outside of this room would be the person who is going to take you to be executed. Please try to show yourself to us. By an orb in front of our camera, by making a noise, by knocking on the floor.
In front of us, some rather strange-looking thing there. I really don't know what that is.
What the hell is that?
I honestly don't know.
Oh my God, what is that noise? What is that noise? What is that noise?
What noise?
There's like a creaking noise up there.
Well, there's a big tree here, Yvette.
Does that say Henry Price?
Where?
There in front of us.
Am I standing on
Henry
one?
Price, it does
Is
say
it Henry Price? Look.
That's the...
That's the Skirrid
Yeah, that's Fanny.
Mountain Inn.
Fanny.
Good look. Oh, that's what it says there. Fanny.
Price.
Now, Fanny Price is the woman, the girl, reputedly in her 30s, who haunts the inn. Now, Fanny died in the 1870s at the age of 30-odd. Can you read what it says on there, Phil, or do you want me to shine the torch on and try and go up and try and read?
Oh my God!
You okay? Hello, Vet. Gee. Are you okay?
Something moved behind me.
Vet, you vet!
Hang on, darling.
Calm down.
Now listen.
I'm freaking.
Hey.
Now listen, Yvette. I don't think it's a very good idea to be here.
No, let's get going, actually.
But listen, before you go.
Yeah.
Listen, Yvette.
Yvette.
This is not good.
Yvette.
I need to check how many Price graves there are. Benjamin Price.
Yep. Okay.
Henry Price. Fanny Price. Another Price, and I can't read it. Something.
Oh
M.
my God!
Price.
What's that noise?
We've got 4.
Yep.
1,
1,
2,
2, 3,
3, 4.
Who's that then?
And it is completely unreadable.
Fine, let's go.
God help us.
Right, can you shine a torch? Because I don't know where the heck I'm going.
Oh my God, we're standing
get out.
on
Right, let's get out of here.
Goddamn grey. I mean, I shouldn't say that.
No,
Please
no,
forgive
no,
me.
no, no,
Sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yvette.
What?
What
This is the first time I've been in a graveyard, Phil.
I know.
For the first time ever, in the middle of the bloody night.
What I'm going to
I'm
say...
shitting myself.
What I'm going to say is the people in here were God-fearing people.
I know they were God-fearing
Okay.
people, but quite frankly, I can't help what comes out of my mouth.
No, neither can I.
Do you realise just how crap we are? But we are. I mean, I'm crap. I really am rubbish.
No, you...
I am. And you're just as bad
I was
as
shitting
me.
myself in there, don't
And
worry.
you get angry with me.
Yeah, I don't. I try. I don't get angry. I try forcefully to get the
job done.
To calm you down.
My freaking out freaks you out.
It does, and that's why I sort of say, calm down. Yeah.
And it spreads. And as soon as one starts, the rest going.
But the thing was, I fell over and I didn't know what I'd fallen on.
Probably tripped over me.
When Derek was on the stairs, he had said there were 5 Price family gravestones, with the 5th grave blanked out from him. In the graveyard, we had found 4 clearly marked Price family headstones, with a 5th next to them that was completely illegible. Could this unmarked headstone be the 5th Price family grave?
I believe that you're here. Prove to us that you're here. You may have been innocent of any crimes that you did. I'm not here to judge you. Just want to know that someone is here. I know someone's here. I want to know who it is. And the only way for us to know that is for you to manifest yourself, by the way of an orb, bang and knock. It really was too bad to get cold on the floor. Yeah, it's very cold. There's no need for it to get cold, this is an immersion here. There's a border that should be very cold.
The door just opened. But there's no one here. There is no one here.
Wind. There's no wind there.
There's no wind. There's no wind here. There's no one else out here either. Right, okay, we might have something there.
It looks like the door opened by itself, and though it looks like it could have been a draft, Rick and Carl are adamant that there was no breeze. They don't seem to notice the door opening immediately, but you must remember that even though we can see what's going on through the cameras, the places we investigate are often totally pitch black. It was time for a shift change. I went to the attic room at the top of the stairs with Stuart and Craig. Richard stayed on the stairs with Darryl the landlord and Suzanne, our PA.
I suppose we may be sat on the window ledge, which the executioner sat on, and the poor guy walks out of there after stealing his sheep to feed his family, and the first thing he sees is the guy that's going to drop him over the edge of the stairwell.
Which is really quite frightening, quite horrendous.
Well, it is, after a night of listening to
stories.
His executioners downstairs having a jolly time in the pub.
Or, of course, criminals were actually asked sometimes if they would do the job, and would then get off themselves.
Yeah.
So, how many times the job was bungled?
Yeah.
You can't imagine.
After my experience in the graveyard, this is okay. I mean, it's not brilliant.
Which is
What is that noise?
It's the central heating event.
No, not that ticking.
Like knocking.
Yeah.
You think it's someone trying to contact us? Right?
How do you feel, Craig?
There are just a lot of weird noises up there. What are you laughing at?
Because I just can't believe that we're doing this. I've asked this question so many times. It's like, what are we doing? Why do we do this? This is just crazy.
Because it's different, isn't it? That's why we're doing it. We're actually trying to find out if there is any ghosts out there. Oh, I've not seen anything. I would like to see something. I'd like to see something in this loft.
I want to be with people, so we could all scream and run off, which is just...
But why would you do that?
Well, exactly, you're supposed to stay there, you're supposed to, you know, but it's that...
It's just creaky. It's very cold.
It's just the fear,
Sorry,
isn't
I'm
it?
freezing all of a sudden,
Are you?
Properly freezing.
What?
I'm too scared.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's a strange sound.
It's a very strange noise. My first impression was that it was someone winding a tape back.
Voice. No, it sounded like a voice.
Still going.
Let's listen.
That was the boiler then.
That was
I'm going to move right up to the door. I'm certainly not opening it.
Hang on.
That's
A
car alarm.
It's definitely somebody's car.
Yeah, I wonder why that's happened. I'll go down and check.
Now check out the front window.
Why would that just go off all of a sudden?
Honestly, it's not set. It's people walking about.
What's actually in this door to our
It's
right?
classed as the boiler room.
Has there been activity in there?
Not there, but there has been on the staircase.
Right.
And predominantly in the corner where you're sat.
Oh, how nice for me.
But that burglar alarm is going off on the outside of the Skirrid Inn. I'm standing in front of it, and it is a burglar alarm.
People have said that they've passed somebody on the stairs and got up and left.
Actually, your building, Darryl.
You're joking?
Yeah. It's on the front of your building.
You're
It's a
joking?
burglar alarm that's gone off.
It's not set.
What?
Well, your burglar alarm's going off.
How would
That's
a,
in room 3.
Really?
Yeah.
how would a burglar alarm go off if it's not set?
I have no idea.
So the alarm had not been set. It had been triggered off in room 3, which is believed to be haunted by Fanny Price. Had she been responsible for the alarm going off? Could this be paranormal or just wishful thinking? There were no cold spots detected during the night, and our trigger object did not move. Our locked-off cameras picked nothing up, and nothing occurred in the loft.
Well, to be honest with you, the investigation last night, I was totally disappointed with the place. I was expecting something significant to happen, and that didn't occur.
It's just the right mix, and things happened for me.
Derek again last night was spot on. I was very impressed with Derek. He picked up on 5 members of the Price family, and indeed there were 5 gravestones of the Price family. To be honest with you, I don't particularly like graveyards, and when Yvette started going off on one again, that spooked me totally. I think it threw Richard a little bit as well.
We had to try and control Yvette. She was frightened, and I must be honest with you, fear's infectious, and I was all ready for going as well.
Now, the incident with Carl and Rick, who were in the cell, they had an incident with the door opened. Carl came out, checked around for drafts, checked if anybody was there. Nobody was around, but at the moment, the possibilities of it being a draft, I'd say, were pretty high.
And then the alarm went off. No explanation whatsoever for that. Unseen hands most definitely activated that alarm.
To have a mixture of the feelings of benevolence, then going to the opposite end of the scale, to the malevolent, that to me, as an instrument of spirit, is probably one of the best sort of atmospheres. Then you can gain a picture of what is truly happening in a building of this age and of its history and its experience.
Yeah, I had a great time here, and I'm even more convinced now that this place is very haunted.
Not a great deal of interest was captured at Skirrid Inn. So, for example, the door apparently opening on its own can't really be taken as strong evidence, and the alarm bells ringing on their own could simply be a faulty system. What I find particularly noteworthy are the differences in experiences from both Phil and Richard. Where Phil was very disappointed in the investigation, Richard was leaving the inn completely convinced that the place was haunted. which just goes to show how personal some of these experiences can be.
A night at the Skirrid Inn certainly had its ups and downs, highs and lows, and I, for one, will never venture into a graveyard in the middle of the night, ever again. Until the next time, sleep tight.
Do you believe in the supernatural?
Well, I think there could be something to it, yes.
I am supernatural.
The EMF reader detects electromagnetic fluctuations.
Is it anything to do with sound?